Perhaps the most telling signs of the incomplete state of the Benghazi investigation is the fact that not one of the survivors of the Benghazi attack, from the consulate or the annex, have publicly testified before Congress. Despite nearly a full year of multiple committee investigations, not one witness has been brought before the committee to publicly testify under oath about what happened that night. Instead of learning the details of the attack and the U.S. response in public hearings, the American people may instead read about it in one of the books that have been announced in recent weeks.
Representative Frank Wolf from Virginia saying that he wants answers, and he wants them now, and he's going to continue to give speeches on the House floor. He's going to continue to write letters to figure out where these survivors of Benghazi attacks are. As he mentioned, a number of them are writing books with lucrative deals. That plus the security hearing up on the Hill about the security at the compound. We're back with the panel. Steve.
Well, there is lots roiling beneath the surface on Benghazi. I don't think anybody should think for a minute that just because we haven't been reading about it in the New York Times or in other mainstream news accounts that there's not things happening. Darrell Issa and his committee have continued conducting these transcribed interviews. They did one with Thomas Pickering, who wrote the Administrative Review Board report. They've done others. There's more questions being asked on the intelligence side about why we haven't gotten these guys who do it. I mean, Fox has reported repeatedly that we know who many of the attackers were, many of the participants in the attack were, and yet apparently it's not safe. The security on the ground is not safe for us to go in and get them. That's a problem. You'd think there'd be more urgency. So this is a story that's, I think, a lot happening underneath the surface right now, but it's not going away.
A.B., where is Speaker Boehner on all of this? I mean, Wolf is calling for a select committee, as have others. Where is he?
Well, he took a real interest in this investigation early on and was highlighting it in his remarks to reporters, and very supportive of the investigations and the oversight activity. I think right now he's, generally speaking, in a bit of a retreat from public comments on anything. He's really trying to sort of stay in the background as they figure out how to handle their approach on immigration and what, most critically, they're going to do in the fall about some kind of deal to avert default. So that's what's consuming what's going on Capitol Hill. And what you see Congressman Wolf doing is, because I disagree with Steve, there might be something going on in the background, but it's disappearing from the news and the focus. And the Obama administration, as Steve points out, has been able to put things off, trying to diffuse controversies and then sort of try to address them later. And so Darrell Issa's committee, the House Oversight Committee, will be holding a very interesting hearing about what the ARB, Accountability Review Board report did and did not do, what truths it uncovered and what it failed to look into. In between, I think, blockbusters like Gregory Hicks's testimony, who spoke with Ambassador Stevens the night he was in Tripoli, there tends to be a focus on everything else that's consuming the news. And John Boehner might be interested, and so might House Republicans, but you're dealing with an NSA leaker, a Zimmerman trial, a nuclear option, and all these things that tend to take over the focus of the day.
Charles, on the diplomatic security front, one of the things that the Accountability Review Board said was that certain people in the State Department essentially had fault. They named them. They are now on paid leave. The Assistant Secretary, Acting Assistant Secretary, was asked about that today. What's up with these people?
It is complex because there are sets of rules and procedures within the Foreign Service about disciplining people. It is my clear understanding that this entire issue is at the Secretary of State's level, that he is getting recommendations on how to deal with this, and he will finally make the decision on what is going to be the outcome with the 4 people there.
So they're still getting paid and they're still on board.
Look, this has to do with very complicated and protective civil service laws that make it almost impossible to get anybody fired or demoted, and that happens across the board. The major Stonewall is about information. We haven't gotten anything out of the White House, the State Department. The media aren't interested, and the Democrats in the House and the Senate aren't interested either. So against all that, I think the Speaker's strategy is one scandal at a time. He's going to do IRS tomorrow and work behind the scenes on Benghazi. Hopefully they're going to get some kind of major testimony that will shift public opinion on this.
Well, this media is interested. That's it for the panel, but stay tuned for a case of mistaken identity.